Vermonter, who migrated from Mexico to the U.S., says it's been difficult to watch the situation on the southern border unfold.
He tells me it's a difficult journey seeking asylum in the U.S. His suggestion, the president should meet face-to-face with the members of the so-called migrant caravan. Tense moments on the U.S.-Mexico border this weekend. Tear gas unleashed by Border Patrol agents onto migrants seeking asylum as they rushed the border. Dozens arrested.
They were being rushed by some very tough people, and they used tear gas. And here's the bottom line. Nobody's coming into our country unless they come in legally.
The Trump administration temporarily closed the border's busiest port Sunday to allow the situation to de-escalate. The president writing on Twitter many of the migrants are stone-cold criminals, adding he's open to closing the border permanently if necessary.
It's very difficult and upsetting.
Enrique Balcazar is watching from hundreds of miles away in Vermont. A migrant himself, he left Mexico in search of a better life.
Well, in many ways, yes, I was fleeing violence. Violence and poverty, these things are connected in our countries, and we have to leave our communities in order to be able to survive.
Balcazar, who is in the midst of deportation proceedings, calls the tension a result of the militarization at the border.
To see this great human need, and despite that, the Trump administration is saying that they won't be provided with asylum, which is something that's protected by U.S. and international law.
The unrest started as a protest of the slow pace of asylum claims. Only a few dozen are being processed every day. Balcazar is a member of the group Migrant Justice. I'm told several of his fellow members are currently seeking asylum.
It's a humanitarian crisis, and we need to stand in solidarity with those families who are fleeing violence.
This month, Migrant Justice filed a lawsuit against the federal government and the Department of Motor Vehicles in Vermont. It claims the defendants unlawfully targeted its members. Meanwhile, Senator Bernie Sanders called the situation in Mexico tragic and called for comprehensive immigration reform and a path to citizenship.
Yeah, meanwhile, Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's office says she has concerns about the use of tear gas, adding that she thinks the immigration system needs to be fixed, which would include securing the border. Looking around